All righty, good evening. Good evening to all of our awesome following. Thursday night is our training night, and we're going to do a couple of polls here so I can really gauge our audience. Some of you obviously have been following us. Some of you have been following us for years. Some of you have just started following us recently. Some of you are on our team with THWGlobal. Some of you are not associated with our team with THWGlobal, but you find some value in our training, our style, our content, and all that good stuff. And so we thank you for that. We appreciate you coming on tonight's webinar. I want to start off real quickly with our objective, and then I'm going to do a couple of quick polls just to get a gauge of where we stand with our audience. Now, while we are definitely promoting THWGlobal, we've been in the home business industry for 20 plus years. And one of the things that we began to do back about 2013-ish, we've developed 5-7-figure businesses, but we wanted to take our business to another level. Essentially, we were promoting a particular company, and some of you were promoting that company alongside with us. Some of you were promoting that company, and you didn't know who we were. You were on someone else's team. And all of a sudden, that particular company met some regulatory headwinds. And before you knew it, you know, people were making a lot of money. I mean, tons and tons and tons of money. And then that company ran into some regulatory headwinds, and they ceased to be in existence. And so a lot of people had to start all over. And at that point, I made the decision that I needed to do something different in my own personal business. And so I started to seek out some entrepreneurs that were more into the internet marketing space, not just the network marketing space, but more into the internet marketing space. And I was able to come across multiple people that had developed 8-figure businesses, where their businesses were doing 10 million plus a year in revenue. And I started, we invested a lot of money in mastermind groups and things of that nature to take our business to another level. But then knowing that what we learned from these 8-figure mentors, that we could turn around and begin to share that with our audience without our audience necessarily having to invest what amounted for us tens of thousands of dollars in mastermind type of training and what have you. So our objective is to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income. I learned back then, don't put all your eggs in one basket, with multiple streams of income across multiple niches so that you ultimately have the financial and time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. So what we do in our webinar series is on Tuesday nights, we present the THWGlobal offer from our perspective. And then on Thursday nights, we do training to help you not only build THWGlobal, but any business that you might be looking to market. We did a poll not long ago, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, where 75% of the folks on the poll said, hey, I'm promoting other things also. So we want to help you build not only your THWGlobal business, but any other business interest that you are looking to promote either now or down the road. So that's our objective for you, okay? Now, with that being said, I want to do just a couple quick polls. I want everyone to vote for me, okay? When these polls come up, you're going to see a little radio button. And so all you got to do is click onto the radio button that best suits, that gives you, best suits your answer to the question. So for instance, the first one's about to come up, and it's simply going to say, hey, this is my first time that I've been on a live webinar with this dude that's talking, the funnel doc. If this is the first time you've been on, you would say yes. If it's not, then you would say no. And I just want to get a sense as to, you know, how many new timers we might have versus how many folks have at least heard one, you know, webinar with us. Or, wow, that many new people. That's a lot more than what I would have thought. Okay. Let's get everybody voting. Get everybody voting. We've got about 60% of you that have voted. Let's get everybody voting. We're going to give you another 7 or 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So for my returners, thank you so much for returning and being with us on this evening. And for my new folks, thank you so much for attending with us on this evening. We promise to give you value for your having been here. All right, so I'm going to close that one out. I've got a couple more real quickly. All right, now this one is going to ask if you have a commercial autoresponder. If you don't know what that is, then your answer is probably no. And if you know what that is, then it might be a yes or it might be a no. Okay, a commercial autoresponder is what you use to build an email list. Now, commercial meaning you're actually paying for an autoresponder. If it's a free one, I'd be very suspect with a free autoresponder. Okay, so do you have a commercial autoresponder, a way for you to collect email addresses so that you can communicate effectively with your list? All right. Do you have a commercial autoresponder that you are paying for so that when someone opts in, let's say with an email address, that's your lead, that's your list. You can say whatever you want to say to the folks in that list. All right. Let's give you just a few more seconds. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you for all of your you're voting very quickly. Okay. Now this is going to be important. I'm going to close this one out and I'm going to show the results of this. This is going to be very, very important. Okay. Let's close this one out and let's share this. Okay, this is important because 71% of you are saying, no, I do not have a commercial autoresponder. All right, now let me tell you why this is so important. In order to build a long-term sustainable business, what you must have, this is not really up for debate, okay? What you must have is a way to collect leads, opt-ins. All right. Your business is not, hear me, take some notes on this one. Your business is not your offer. In this example, THWGlobal being the offer, but that's not your business. Okay. Because you can't control what happens to THWGlobal, just like I couldn't control back in 2012 when this company that we were promoting, that many of our folks made far more money than they ever made before, and then all of a sudden that company ceased to be. That was not my fault, your fault, John's fault, Sarah's fault. We couldn't control that. What you can control is your list, and when you have that list, now you can control the messaging to that list. So for instance, when THWGlobal first came across my desk, I think maybe 5 weeks or so ago, the first thing I did was I put together an email, I sent it out to my email list, and immediately we had people that joined us in THWGlobal, and we had a few of those that are pretty strong builders that joined us in THWGlobal. One guy personally referred 192 people the first 24 hours. Another young lady, I don't know that we had done business before, but somehow she was in my list. She joins with me, and she just went over the 100 referral mark. All right, and as a result, we've got many thousands upon thousands, but it all stems from having that list. So I want you to understand, this is important for us to see this, that most of you say, hey, I don't have a list. All right, that's okay. We're going to get you there. All right, and let's see here. I think there's a couple more I needed to do. Let's do this one. Okay, now this one is going to ask, how many subscribers do you have to your list? So if you don't have any list and you've got no subscribers, you're going to say 0 contacts. If you've got a list, an email list, SMS text list, what have you, give me your range. All right, I want to get a sense of what your range is. By the way, the metrics typically in the internet marketing space is that you should average about $1 per month in income, in revenue, for every subscriber in your list. Now that's been an email metrics, okay? So if you had a list of 1,000 folks, you should be making about $1,000 a month. If you have a list of 10,000 folks, you should be making about $10,000 a month. Let's get everybody voting. I'm going to give you about 5 seconds. Give you about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to show this one too because this is also important. Okay, so 47% of you said, hey, I don't have a list. I have no contacts. And I don't know what happened there. There's a little disconnect because 71% of you said that you didn't have an email autoresponder. So maybe some of you are saying, hey, well, I've got a list in that I've got some Twitter followers or Facebook followers. I'm not sure where that disconnect is. 40% of you said, I've got a list, but I've got less than 500 contacts. So 87%. And I could do this poll tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I'd get the same numbers because I've been doing this type poll for the last couple of years. All right, I get the same numbers. I get about 85 to 90% of the folks who have less than 500 contacts in their list. I'll get, I'm surprised to see 4% having more than 10,000 contacts. So congratulations to those of you that have that. Again, one of the main ingredients to you building a long-term sustainable business is you having a responsive list. You've got to build a responsive list. All right. And then we're just about finished here. I'm going to do two more. All right. This one says I'm currently promoting one or more income opportunities outside of THWGlobal. All right. So if you're promoting something else outside of THWGlobal, yes. If you're not, no. All right, give you just a few seconds here. This should be a very quick one. If you're promoting something else other than THWGlobal, yes. If you're not, no. It's amazing. We get the same numbers. We get the same numbers. I'm looking at this number. I remember exactly what the number was. I think we asked this 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Same number. I'm getting ready to close down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you were on the webinar a couple weeks ago and we asked that question, you might remember the number. The number was 75% last time. So now it's 74%. About the same thing. So 3/4 of you are promoting something other than THWGlobal, which we love to see because we want you to develop what? Multiple streams of income. Last one, and then we'll get into the content. Last one. This is going to ask what your dream monthly income is. Now, I want you to allow yourself to dream on this one. All right. Even if you've been beaten up in marketing before, you've struggled, you haven't made any money, let yourself go for just a few moments and tell me what your dream monthly income is. Your dream monthly income. What kind of money do you want to make in your business? Your business isn't just THW. THW is merely an extension of your business. What kind of money do you want to make in your business? We'll give you just a few seconds here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll show this one real quickly. It's amazing. I could do this poll over and over and over and over again. I get the same numbers. Same numbers. I forget the exact numbers, but I know it was more than 3/4 of you last time said you wanted to make $10,000 plus. 44% saying $10,000 to $49.99. A third of you saying, shoot, man, I want some real money, 50 grand a month or more. And then the rest of you, somewhere between 5 to 10,000 is where a good number of you are. And just a few of you saying, hey, just give me a few $100s, maybe a couple $1,000s, and I'm happy. Okay, so now with that being said, let's go to work. Let's go to work. All right. So please keep in mind that when you come on Thursday nights, you're not just going to hear THWGlobal. You're going to hear principles, concepts, tactics, strategies designed to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business. Okay. And so one of the things that my mentors taught me, and again, before we connected with these mentors, we were doing pretty well. We had already developed 5, 7-figure businesses, but we wanted to take things to a higher level. And so one of the things that my mentors taught me is the importance of having a properly structured sales funnel. And what is a sales funnel? Well, it's an automated sales process. It educates your prospect about the solutions that you have to their problem. So one of the things that they shared with me is, a lot of people in marketing, they just share the bling bling. All right. And that's okay, the bling bling and just showing, people with the houses and the cars and the travel and all that stuff is cool. But when you understand human nature says people will actually do more, will spend more to get away from the pain, the agony, the frustration that they're dealing with in their business. So if you focus in on how your product, service, opportunity, what have you, is a solution to people's problems, you'll get more people resonating with that particular message. And so understand that an educated consumer consumes more. An educated consumer consumes more. Now, in our case with THWGlobal, once viewing of the content starts, we want people consuming more of the content. All All right, so we want someone to view 10 hours, which is the maximum, as opposed to 2 hours. Or we want somebody, not everybody's going to view 10 hours. Let's just understand human nature. Not everybody's going to view 10 hours. But by getting more people viewing a larger amount of time, up to the 10 hours, then overall in your organization, the average viewership is going to be higher, which means that's going to generate more revenue for your team as well as for you. Now, here's the other part to a sales funnel, because a sales funnel isn't just an automated sales process. It isn't just an automated marketing system where it shares your message. All right, that's part of it, but it's not just that. What it also is a properly structured sales funnel. All right, and there's a reason why there are 3 dudes, by the way, and I'm sure there are dudettes out there, but these are 3 dudes that are my 8-figure mentors, 3 separate dudes. Okay, every single one of them have what I refer to as properly structured sales funnels, where the funnel itself allows them to seamlessly generate multiple streams of income. So instead of having to promote this over there and something else over here and something else over here and something else over there, what happens is they send people through a funnel process, and in that funnel process, it seamlessly allows them to generate multiple streams of income. It's almost like going to McDonald's and you go to order from the value menu, and at the value menu you order, the burger or what have you. And then what you almost always have the cashier say is, hey, would you like fries with that? So a properly structured sales funnel isn't just a process that's automated by where you can share your message. It also allows you to seamlessly generate multiple streams of income. Hey, would you like fries with that? When it comes to marketing online, then people come through the sales funnel. All right, they're introduced to the offer, and then would you like fries with that? Would you like a tool with that or a resource with that, so that you can better promote this particular offer? And in that tool that person picks up, in that resource that person picks up to help them better promote the burger, okay, it allows you to seamlessly generate multiple streams of income. Now, we sent out a message earlier today that we were going to give you the really break down the anatomy of what we call the funnel blueprint. So what I've really bought into over these last couple of years is the importance of having a properly structured sales funnel, 1. And then number 2, that anything that I'm going to promote, it either already has to have a sales funnel already designed, or if I'm going to promote it, then I'm going to have to develop a funnel around it. And so one of my mentors, well, 2 of my mentors are big funnel guys. That's what they do. And so I had a very in-depth conversation with one of them today. And so we're going to talk about what his feeling is on what we're doing. Okay. So in any event, we were going to talk, last week we talked about what a lead magnet is. All right, I'll hit on that a little bit today. And then we talked about how that lead magnet was going to lead people to the THW offer. All right, and our messaging is a different message than most people out promoting THWGlobal. That doesn't make us any better or what have you. We just have a different perspective. And our message has been that we want folks to commit to maximizing their viewing once viewing starts in the country, maximizing their viewing, number 1. And then number 2, we want them to commit, if they want to really scale a 6 or 7 figure business. 77% of you, I think the numbers were, said you want a 6-figure or more business. All right. And I think it was only 4 or 5% of you that were less than $5,000 a month that you wanted to make. So if you want to scale THWGlobal beyond your viewing income, then we want to build out an organization. How do we build out an organization, especially if we've never built an organization before? Well, part of that is we've got to have a list. Okay, we've got to have a list. So to me, it's not good enough to simply send a link out on Facebook or what have you saying, join me in THWGlobal. Here's my link. All right. Yes, you'll get people registering. All right. But if they're not in your list, you're not in business. If they're not in your list, you're not in business. So 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, yeah, it's 3 years ago now. 3 years ago, no, it's 4 years ago. In any event, so we're promoting this particular company. We're kicking butt. We're making tons of money. Our teammates are making tons of money. That company runs into regulatory headwinds. And all of a sudden, we found out on a Friday, late afternoon, that that company was in some regulatory trouble. Okay. Then we found out, hey, they may not be here anymore. About 5 o'clock in the afternoon is when I heard about it. We immediately put out an email. Hey, we're going to have a live webinar. I don't know what the heck is going on, but, you know, I knew that folks were confused and I didn't have all the answers, but I felt like somebody needed to step up and say, hey, we're here. We'll try to figure all this stuff out. All right. I sent an email. Boom. 1,700 people show up on the webinar. We can only hold 1,000 seats at that particular webinar. And so there were about 700 folks that couldn't get on, but they called in, so on and so forth. A couple weeks later, that company we found out was not going to be in existence anymore. They were running into problems. And so now we had planted our flag with another company. We sent out an email. We started having some webinars. And before you know it, we were back to making, you know, huge incomes on a monthly basis. Why? Because we had a list. All right. Now, so what I was going to do today is we were going to go and talk about the funnel blueprint. All right. The funnel blueprint, which is going to house multiple streams of income. In the funnel blueprint, we were going to, once you got the funnel blueprint, then you're going to hear more about our mobile marketing system and affiliate center and all that good stuff. So here's the deal. I spoke with my chief 8-figure mentor today. And I say chief because he and I, we speak either by phone or by text, typically multiple times a week. All right. And so he knows about THWGlobal. He really believes that these guys have the potential to do something extraordinary. And by the way, this guy has generated as much as $3 million a month in his business. Let me say that again. My 8-figure mentor has generated $3 million a month, $3 million a month in his business. And so we were talking about the funnel that we were developing for our following. And I told him about the funnel blueprint. He understands that. Affiliate center and showcase, he understands all that. And we started talking about the mobile marketing system. And this is what he said to me. And we had, you know, an in-depth conversation, which is why I did the poll. He wondered if THWGlobal is attracting not just the network marketer, not just the internet marketer, but a lot of newbies, people that have never done any type of marketing before and don't necessarily understand what it takes to build a long-scale marketing enterprise. And I said, well, you know, I've done some polls and what have you. And yeah, I'm sure we got a lot of newer people that don't know much about marketing and what have you. And so one of the things he said to me was, you know, with the mobile marketing system, maybe that you should lead with that because that allows people to build a list and they don't have to know all the other stuff just yet. You know, they don't have to know how to hook up an autoresponder to a lead capture page system and all that. People need to learn that in time. But with the mobile marketing system, because he knows the system, he's the architect of the system, people can get that system and immediately they can start building the most responsive of all lists, which is an SMS text messaging list. So with that being the case, and again, here's a guy who has generated $3 million a month in his business. And so what his suggestion was for us was to lead in with the mobile system promoting THWGlobal, as opposed to where we were going to lead in with THWGlobal with the lead magnet, the funnel blueprint, then the mobile system was going to come somewhere in the middle, so on and so forth. So this is what I want to do tonight. All right. What I want to do tonight is I want to talk about the mobile marketing system promoting the THW offer. And we'll ultimately get to the funnel blueprint and affiliate center and the showcase. But I want to start off with the mobile marketing system that will promote the THW offer. Let me say that again. This mobile marketing system that we're going to discuss, which was going to be discussed inside our funnel blueprint anyway. Okay, but we're going to lead in with the mobile marketing system which will then discuss the THW offer to get people to join you in THW. And then the funnel blueprint and affiliate center and the showcase will still be there, but we'll bring that in. We'll kind of phase that in. All right. And so this is what I want to talk about and why I want to talk about this on tonight. Okay. So let's keep this in mind. Our overall objective is to help you develop multiple streams of income. All right. Long-term sustainable business. And the only way you can have a long-term sustainable business is you must capture the leads. You must own those leads, so that you own the lead, you control the lead, you control the messaging that you have with that lead. We also need to have a properly structured sales funnel in place that's going to educate the prospect about what our solutions are to their problems, number one, and number two is going to allow you to seamlessly generate multiple streams of income. Okay, so this mobile marketing platform, I've actually been a beta tester of it for just under 3 years. November of this year will make 3 years. And when I saw it almost 3 years ago, it blew me away of the potential that it would have for us in building our business. Now, the reality is we could take this mobile platform and we could hook it up to any offer. We could take this mobile platform and hook it up to Mary Kay. We could take this mobile platform and hook it up to Amway. We could take this mobile platform and hook it up to Herbalife. Okay, those are some of the biggest network marketing companies out there. Now, what we're going to do is take this mobile marketing platform and hook it up to THWGlobal. Now, I'm making the assumption that THWGlobal is gold. I'm making the assumption that THWGlobal is going to perform. If THWGlobal, for whatever reason, all right, if it winds up being crap, all right, don't think it's going to be, but if it winds up being crap, that's all right. Well, I won't say that's all right. None of us would like that. But the mobile component is going to be not only a list building component, one, it's going to have its own standalone income streams. So here's what's going to happen. Let's assume she's gold for just a moment. By leveraging the mobile platform that we're going to be launching that will promote the THWGlobal, you're going to have the THWGlobal income, obviously, from your viewing. You're going to have the THWGlobal income from your building a team within THWGlobal. And our mobile marketing system is going to help you build a very strong foundation with your team in THWGlobal, no matter who happens to be your sponsor, what have you, okay? And the mobile marketing system itself has an extremely innovative very compelling income stream tied to it, so that by leveraging it, you will develop multiple streams of income seamlessly. Okay, now with that being said, I want to kind of walk you through how this is going to evolve, all right? So with the mobile marketing platform, you will already have, you won't have to go out if you don't have this, because most of you said you didn't have this yet. You don't have a lead capture page system. You don't have an email autoresponder or what have you. What we're going to do with the mobile side is we're going to be collecting not email leads. We're going to be collecting SMS text messaging leads. And I can tell you that an SMS text messaging lead is far more responsive than email leads. I love my email marketing. I'm never going to foo-fooey sim on my email marketing, okay? I will continue to grow my email list, but I can tell you that an SMS text messaging list is far more responsive. Why? Because Tracy, a person that opts into an SMS text messaging list, that is a more intimate lead by its own nature. All right, so here's what happens, Ted. You go out, you do, you drive some traffic, whether that's organic traffic, through your Facebook page or Twitter or YouTube or what have you, or you even go out, as we teach, and you pay for traffic to get to your site, okay? If you're collecting email leads, you're going to have people that's going to opt in with an email address, okay? However, when they opt in with an email address, we don't know if that's a legit email address. Unless you do something called a double opt-in, which most people, most marketers don't do, A double opt-in is where you put in your email address, and then you've got to go to your email and click on a confirm subscription link. So we've all seen that before, but most people driving traffic, especially if they're paying for traffic, turn that excuse me, turn that option off, because they don't want to lose the opt-in, because the opt-in didn't go in and click on the link to confirm a subscription. So what happens a lot with email marketing, and again, I'm not foo-fooing on email marketing. What happens a lot with email marketing is that people opt in with an email address, but it may not be a good email address. It may be abc@def.com. It may be johndoe@johndoe.com, just so they can get in on the other side. Okay, so there's a percentage of folks with email marketing that's going to give you a bad email address. There's another percentage of people that will give you a good email address, but it's not an email that they check regularly. So they might have 20 different Gmail accounts, as an example, and they give you the one that they don't check, just so they can get in on the other side. Okay, so that happens a lot in email marketing. So you'll hear people say, hey, I got a 25%, 30%, 40% opt-in rate, meaning if 1,000 people went to my site, 400 opted in. That would be a 40% opt-in rate. But the reality is that not all of those 400 emails in that example are legit opt-ins. Some people put in bad data. Okay, now when it comes to SMS text messaging, with our system, what will happen is they'll put in their name, they'll put in their cell phone number. They can't cheat the system, because in order for them to show up as an opt-in, give me a moment. By the way, when they click on the little video, we'll have like a 1.5 minutes, maybe a 2-minute video that will get them to wanting to opt in to get more information, because the message will be that compelling. When they click here to watch the video blows up, so it's going to take up the full screen or what have you. So there'll be a video message there telling them to opt in. Okay, so now once they opt in, the system is then going to send them a PIN code. The system's going to send them a PIN code that they have to enter so that they can get the rest of the information. All right, now what does this do? This ensures that your opt-in is a real person with a real cell phone number. Because in order for them to get into the system to find out more about what we're talking about, they have to enter the PIN code. Now, studies show that 90+% of all SMS text messages are read. When it comes to email marketing, when you're dealing with a cold market, meaning these folks don't know you, they don't know me, they opt into a page, and then you start sending them some emails or what have you. On average, somewhere between 5% and 8% open up your emails. So if you send out an email to 1,000 folks, expect somewhere between 50 to 80 to open it up. If you have a list of 10,000 folks, expect somewhere between 500 and 800 to open up your email in the internet marketing, network marketing space. Now, if you are a big company with big name recognition, you'll probably get a higher opt-in rate. But for those of us that are home business entrepreneurs, even the best top Hall of Fame like internet marketers rarely get above that 8, 9, 10% threshold. They may have a list of 100,000 folks. They send out an email. They might get 9%. They might get 10% to open it up. With SMS text, 90+% of the folks are going to at least see the message. They're going to at least look at that message. Okay, it is a more intimate lead. It is a more intimate lead. Again, we were going to launch our mobile marketing system right after the funnel blueprint anyway. Now what we want to do is we want to actually lead with the mobile marketing system, which will promote THWGlobal. Let people get in that, let them start building a list there, because it's going to be simpler for you, because it already comes with a lead capture page. When that person opts in, they're already in your list. You didn't have to go out and get a lead capture page software. You don't have to go out and get an autoresponder. Do we want you to do those things in time so that you have an SMS text list and an email list? Yes, yes. But since so many folks are maybe newer to marketing, let's meet people where they are. And that was the discussion that my 8-figure mentor and I were having today. Meet people where they are. He assumed that there was going to be a lot more people drawn to the THW offer other than just marketers. And even if they are marketers, many of them may not have lists and what have you. So get started with something that's very simple. All they really have to do is get the system and start, getting people to opt in and what have you. And we're still going to be talking about traffic and still going to be talking about ultimately paid traffic and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. So now here's what happens with this system. I'm giving you the anatomy of how this system works. So what has happened up to this point is there's a lead capture page. There's a video, 1.5, 2-minute video. They click to watch the video that blows up. There's a nice little video there, 1.5, 2-minute video that says, hey, you want to find out more information, go on and opt in. So they opt in, all right? They put in their PIN code so that now you're going to know that this is a legitimate person with a legitimate cell phone number. And now they're in your list. And you can text message them about anything you want to. Now, obviously, the system is going to start to promote to them THWGlobal. All right. So then once they've opted in, there's going to be what we'll call our initial training module. This will be a short module. It will be 12, 15 minutes max. It might even be shorter than that. And the design is to give them enough information where they say, man, I really want more information. I love what this is talking about. Okay. We're going to leave a little curiosity there. All right. Because that curiosity breeds some anticipation. All right. So there's going to be this 12, 15-minute video, might be long, may be shorter, is going to give them enough information to know there is a phenomenal opportunity behind the scenes. Now, here's one of the things that my mentor developed. This was more than a decade ago, okay? He's developed a number of funnels. And one of the things that he tripped over well more than a decade ago is a process that now we see, not so much in network marketing, we see this with high ticket offers. If you've ever participated with a high ticket offer where the back end product generates a commission of $1,000 or more. All right, so maybe it was a $2,000 sale, a $5,000 sale, what have you. Okay, what we see is a lot of folks that have those types of offers are using what he stumbled across a little more than a decade ago. What he stumbled across was he started doing what was called a paid application. What he would do is he's got this funnel. He's got this information. He would give you enough information on the front end and say, man, I really want to get more information. And to get more information, you would then have an application process. And there would be a small application fee, all right? Normally under 50 bucks. Depending on the offer, it could be as little as 20 bucks or what have you, okay? What he discovered is that that paid application fee and the person that paid the application really were raising their hands saying, I'm a hotter prospect, so that you could really figure out who the hottest of your prospects were. Now we see this in the internet marketing space. They call it a tripwire. Write that down. They call it a tripwire. And you've seen this before probably, where you've got an internet marketer, and maybe they didn't call it an application fee, but maybe it was a small product, small info product for 7 bucks, 17 bucks, 27 bucks, 37 bucks. You see this a lot on JVZoo. You see this a lot with ClickBank or what have you, where the offer is a small offer. All right, it doesn't cost a lot of money, so it's not a financial decision that people really have to make. And the reason that marketers use this is it starts to segment their list. from the people that just opted in to the people that are more serious because they pulled out a credit card. Even if the application fee or the product offer or what have you was 20, 30 bucks, all right, that person is a more serious person. So he discovered this more than a decade ago. And then what he did is when someone did the application, he would have them to do a survey. Now, this is what I saw 3 years ago that blew me away. All right, so give me a moment. Let me tell you why the paid application. The paid application is going to segment your list. So what's going to happen is when someone opts in, they're going to, you by having the system, you'll see John, Mary, Susan opted in, okay? But then there's going to be a further segmentation that says, oh, wait a minute, John, Mary, and Susan opted in, but Susan did an application. Now, John, Mary, and Susan opted in. Susan did the application. Susan is a hotter prospect than John or Mary. It doesn't mean that you're not still going to communicate to John and Mary, but you can now get a little bit more laser focus on Susan. Why? Because she's already shown the propensity that she's willing to be a buyer. Now, this application fee is going to be, it's not going to be that much, all right? But the fact is, the reason internet marketers use what's called a tripwire is so that they can begin to segment their list from who's just an opt-in versus who's willing to whip out the credit card and make a small purchase. Because that person who's willing to whip out an make a small purchase, they're more likely to buy from me a second time and a third time and a fourth time. Remember, what is a funnel? Hey, would you like fries with that? It allows you to develop multiple streams of income. All right, so then it also gives a mini commitment. One of the things that I want for you is not just people joining you in THW Global. Yes, I want that to happen for you. But I want you to be able to identify potential long-term partners in your business. There are people on this webinar right now that have followed me for over a decade. So THW Global comes across my desk. I send out an email. They don't even think about it. They go on and join. Something else comes across my desk. I send it out. They don't even think about it. They go on and join. I want you, Yvette, Lemon, Tolliver, what a name. I want you to develop your own group of what we will often call foxhole buddies, foxhole buddiettes, folks that you can depend on that will follow you. Your business is not THW Global. It is, can be, perhaps, if she's gold, will be a huge catalyst for your business. Your business, for the 74% of you that are promoting other things, is not the other thing. The travel company or the wellness company or the weight loss company or whatever it is you're promoting. They are an extension of your business, but they're not your business. Your business is you and your following. So what the paid application does is it gives you, it has people making many commitments so you can start to see who might be my longer term partners. It also gives you posture. This is one of the most important things in marketing, particularly network marketing, that most marketers don't have. So most marketers come across as being desperate. Please join me. Please join me. Please join me. Versus being postured where the prospect is hoping that they qualify to work with you. Let me say that again. Most marketers are saying, please, please, so join me. Raleigh, join me. Sandra, please, would you please join me? And it screams out in their marketing. And what you want is to be postured where people, man, I want to work with this person. I want to work with that person. So now they are working to qualify to work with you. Again, this goes into you building your following. And the other thing it does is it creates anticipation. Let me tell you what happened. I didn't understand all the psychology behind this. 3 years ago when I saw this process, November of 2013. And so I opt in. And I see a short video. I do an application. okay? With that application, there's a survey, which is what I'm going to talk about next, which to me is it's the gold piece of this whole system. So I do the survey, and my application has to be approved. And so I am waiting with anticipation to find out that my application is approved. Now listen, I had already developed 5 7-figure businesses, but I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, pins and needles, waiting. Can't wait to hear, man, my application got approved so I can find out what the rest of the story is. And so it creates this anticipation. So just as soon as I was able to see what the remainder of the story was, man, I was just waiting. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, and that's beautiful marketing. Some of you have seen this where they call it a launch funnel, where let's say you've got someone that's an internet marketer and they've got a product launch, all right? And the funnel process is you opt in, and maybe you get a video today. And they say, we're going to come back in a day or two, and in a day or two, you're waiting for that next email for the second video and the third video. And then they say, tomorrow at 9 a.m., we're launching this particular system. There's only going to be 500 licenses and what have you. And what does that do? It creates anticipation. Who has ever seen a system like that? If you've seen a system like that, and it create for you, you're a little eager. You had some anticipation. In your questions box, put a Y there for yes. I've seen that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right. So what this does is it puts you in posture. It gets your folks and great anticipation. They're already in your list, so you can start communicating with them, right away and all that good stuff. And we'll talk about that because you'll be able to leverage some of our content to communicate with them and all that good stuff. All right. Now, let me show you what happens when they do the application. And this is what I saw 3 years ago. Blew me away. Blew me away. Okay. So when they do the application, they're going to fill out a survey. And when they fill out the survey, this is the gold. Right now, when someone opts into an email list of mine, I don't know them. I don't know what moves them. I don't know what their hot buttons are. I don't know what age they are. I don't know if they've made money in the industry or not. I don't know what their struggle points are so that I can help alleviate the struggle points. I don't know those things. With this survey, you're going to find out what the hot buttons are of everyone that does the application, fills out the survey. Okay, so here we go. All right. Mind you, this whole system, we're still going to be promoting what? THWGlobal. We are wrapping the mobile marketing system around THWGlobal. If THWGlobal, heaven forbid, winds up being crap, we'll just unwrap it. We'll keep the mobile marketing system, and because it will have its own distinct, very innovative compensation system. And I continue to say this. This is something we've been working on for 3 years. Okay, so well before I knew anything about THWGlobal. If there was no THWGlobal, you could generate a 6 to 7 figure income with just this mobile marketing platform. If THWGlobal is gold, then that really means that there should be no excuse for you ultimately generating a 6-figure income and perhaps that 7 figures. No excuse if you will follow the things that we will be sharing with you, because we're systems people, all right? We want you to essentially be able to leverage a system, drive traffic to the system, and the system makes you money. Okay, here we go. So we've got the survey. People fill out the survey, all right? It's in depth, so you find out a lot of information about your particular person. All right, so for instance, it's going to ask, do you have an email list? How many subscribers do you have? Now, why is this important? Because already we're going to know when someone fills this out. There were 4% of you that said you had 10,000 plus subscribers in your email list. Well, I already know if you got 10,000 plus subscribers in your email list, you should be doing pretty good in your marketing business. Okay. Now is, how can I help you go to the next level? Maybe you're making 6 figures. How can I help you get to 7 figures? All right. But most people are going to say none, or they're going to say they only have a few hundred or what have you. So what do we know? You talk to me in the questions box. What do we know when someone says, I have no subscribers, or I have 100 to 499 subscribers? What do we know about their business? What do we know about what kind of money they are making? Talk to me in the questions box. What do we know when they fill out the survey? I have no subscribers, or I only have 1 to 499. There you go, Jerry. Jerry, they're not making a lot of money right now. Remember, what do we want to do in marketing? We want to provide solutions for their struggles. So the survey is going to let us see where this person is struggling. If they're struggling, but most people will be struggling. Okay, so that we can now provide solutions for them, because when you provide solutions to someone's pain, not only will they join you, but now they're going to be open to the rest of your marketing message, particularly if you can help alleviate that pain. Okay, so it's going to ask a few questions. It's going to ask, how much do you think you've spent on info products, workshops, seminars, mastermind groups to further your business? Now, why is this important? Someone tell me, why do you think that's important to know if someone has spent less than $500, or to know if they've spent $5,000 to $9,999? Why might that be important? Someone talk to me in the questions box. There you go. Someone says, if they're open. Yvette Lemon Tolliver, love that name. She says, are they serious? Charles says, are they a player or not? Jim says, are they dedicated? Pastor Arlie says, are they willing to invest? Is that important for you to know? Yes. I don't know that when someone opts into an email address. But when they take this survey, you're going to find all of these hot buttons. Okay. All right. There's a question there that says, hey, what's the most amount of money you've ever made in a year? Now, someone tell me in your questions box, why is this important? Why do we want to know what the most amount of money they've made in a year? Talk to me in the questions box. Let's make this thing very interactive. Okay, so one says, how serious are they? Okay, talk to me some more. How successful they've been. What type of motivation they have. Give me some more, give me some more, give me some more. Do they know how it feels to have, Pastor Arlie, do they know how it feels to have ever made any money? Are they a leader? Are they hungry? Are they determined? Do they have money to spend? Okay, think this through. They're in your list. Yes, we're going to talk about THWGlobal. 75% of you said, 74% of you tonight said you have other offers. So if you have someone, for instance, who makes the best year, they made less than $25,000, and let's say you've got a high ticket offer, you've got a $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 offer in your bag of tricks, is that the person you're going to start talking to about a $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 offer? No. But if someone who says, hey, I've made $100,000, I made $500,000. Yes, they may join you in THWGlobal, and hopefully they do. That's what the system is designed to get them to register with you. But it's also designed to help you develop multiple streams of income. So now this might be someone, because they're in your list, you can talk to them about anything you want to talk to them about. So you might send them a text message that also talks about your high ticket offer. Knowing this allows you to know, you know what, if I talk to this person right now about them making 7 figures, that might scare them. So maybe I don't need to have that discussion with them right now. Is anybody seeing any value in this survey? If you're seeing value in this survey, put a V in the questions box. You're seeing value. Yes. See, this is what I saw 3 years ago. I saw this 3 years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, let's give you a few more. Okay, how about this one? All right. This is going to say, choose additional products, services, and niches that you're already interested in, or you may be interested in the future. Check all that apply. All right. Now, we'll go back and massage this just a little bit. Make sure the advertising is in there. People really see the advertising piece. Now, keep this in mind that people would have filled this out before they get into the meat of THW Global and our mobile marketing system and how that all works for them to make a whole bunch of money, so on and so forth. Okay, so you're going to know what their other hot buttons are. So you're going to know if they're interested in health and wellness, or mobile gaming, or mobile marketing, or traffic and lead generation. All right. Now, why is that important? Someone tell me, why is this important to know what other niches they're already involved in or they may be involved in? Someone tell me, why is that important? There you go, Damar. Damar says so they can buy from you. Write this down, okay? Write this down. You want to speak the language of your prospect. You want to speak the language of your prospect. We want them joining THW Global. THW Global is free for them to join. So there really should be no reason why people would not register with you, particularly when they go through this system, okay? But we also want to see what else are they interested in. Because one of the things I want you to learn, this is what I've gleaned from my 8-figure mentors, they've got multiple streams of income, all right, across multiple niches. What is our long-term goal for you? For you to build a long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income stretched across multiple niches. So, Damar, if you start seeing, for instance, that a lot of people are interested in mobile gaming, you might want to seek out a mobile gaming offer to share with them. It doesn't necessarily have to be network marketing. It might be something you go and find on JVZoo. You might find it on ClickBank. You might find it in ClickSure. These are affiliate things that don't necessarily require you to have to own the product or what have you. And now you can share with them an offer that may be congruent with what they've already told you they're interested in. This allows you to start speaking the language of your prospect. And now you know what their other interests are. So maybe you don't have an offer that fits with cashback discount shopping, but now something comes across your desk via email or text or what have you, and you see cashback discount shopping. You say, wait a minute, I remember Damar filled out an application and he said he was interested in that. Let me send him a text message. Hey, Damar, check this out. Here's a cashback discount shopping offer. Might be up your alley. Tell me what you think. Text that out to him. And you just never know. And again, it doesn't have to be a network marketing offer where you have to necessarily join something and pay a monthly subscription and all that other good stuff. Offers out there abound, okay? All right. So let me show you real quickly some applications that we've seen with this process, all right? So this one said, you know, what's your current occupation? The gentleman said he's retired. What kind of business experience do you have? Currently working in advertising and sales of telecommunication software. Now, since THW Global is an advertising platform, could that be right up his alley? Certainly, okay? We know what type of business he's been in. He's been in the MLM, network marketing. We know what kind of money he has spent. So we know this guy, this is a dude, by the way, is not opposed to investing in his business. So when we start talking about the 10-hour pledge, and we start talking about investing in the tools and the resources and traffic and advertising, this is a person, they're not opposed to doing that. They're telling us that they've already done that. The question was, what kind of income level do you want to obtain? He says $30,000 to $50,000 a month. So now we know that this person is not going to be afraid when we start talking about scaling to 6 figures or 7 figures. This person is not going to be afraid of those numbers. What are the things you would do if you were making this money right now? He said set aside money for the future of his grandchildren. Hot button, hot button, hot button. Now we know what drives this person. This is not a bling bling guy. This is not a guy that I'm going to send stuff with cars and houses and all that kind of stuff. So now when if I send this person a text message, because maybe they've joined THW, maybe they haven't. Or maybe they've joined THW but they're in your list and you've got another offer. Maybe they haven't. So let's say you've got another offer. Okay. Let's say you've got another offer somewhere. You already know what they're interested in, and you've got an offer that you can match to their interest because they've told you what they're interested in. Now, how do you frame that offer? Now you know what the hot button is. So instead of me just saying, hey, come to a webinar, bling, bling, bling webinar, now we could say, hey, if you'd like to discover a way to set more money aside for your children or grandchildren, click here. What just happened? What just happened? We just hit an emotional chord. People make join decisions. People make buy decisions in large part due to something that's happening internally, something that's happening subconsciously. A very dear buddy of mine taught me this. He says the decisions that we don't make consciously, we make subconsciously. So now we have an opportunity to really hit a hot button with this particular prospect. Here's another one. This was a totally different person. What income level would you look to attain? They said $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Question said, what are the things you would do if you were making that money right now? Now look at the answer. Look at the answer. They said, help the poor and donate. Help the poor and donate. Question, is this a bling bling dude or a bling bling dudette? Is this someone that's going to be moved by our sending content that talks about cars and houses and all that stuff? Yes or no? No, this is not a bling bling person. Okay, look at the next question. What are a few of your most immediate goals and desires? They said to earn enough so that my wife can retire and we can pay off the house. So we've got a person who wants to help the poor and donate. They want to retire their wife. They want to pay off the house. And then it says, what is your greatest accomplishment? He said, bringing joy to those in nursing homes by way of music and dog therapy. Okay. What do we know about this person? We know they're family oriented. We know they are charitable. So now, let's say they've not joined you in THWGlobal. All right. They've gone through the stuff for whatever reason. They hadn't joined, whatever. Okay. But you've got this information. Now, if you would discover a way that you can generate more revenue to pay off your house, retire your spouse, and give more to charity. Does that messaging to this person, does that have more oomph to them versus just, make some money? We just hit an emotional chord. This is what I saw 3 years ago. When I saw this, I said, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this system to go public. And so when I spoke with my mentor, he said, look, this system's ready to go. I think you should lead with this because it positions your people where they're postured. They get more information about their prospects, the ones that come and do the survey. And the percentage of people that do the survey and actually join after doing the survey and going through the presentation material is already extremely high based on what we've seen in the beta test. And those were with offers where you paid money for it. THWGlobal, how much does it cost? It's free. So what I want you to get is we don't just want people joining us in THWGlobal. We want to be able to identify those folks that could become long-term business partners with us. They're in THWGlobal with you. They're viewing the maximum amount that they can view once the viewing starts. They start investing in the tools and resources and traffic so that it helps to grow their enterprise, which helps to grow your 10 levels. Okay? All right. So give me a moment here. Bear with me. All right. All right. So how many of you, from what we just said, you see extreme value in what I just shared? A mobile marketing system that promotes THWGlobal, that gets you not just opt-ins, but allows you to now really start to develop a bond with those opt-ins. Okay, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, now I'm just going to hit this real quickly because we're a little bit past our time. All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be launching the mobile marketing platform wrapped around THW Global. All right. The mobile marketing platform has its own, don't have time to cover this tonight, has its own very innovative compensation structure. So heaven forbid if THW Global does not perform, heaven forbid, this becomes a great hedge because this mobile marketing system all on its own could stand all on its own as an extremely viable compensation system, which I could see you building a 6 to 7 figure income with it by itself. Now, preferably THW Global is gold, in which case the combination effect of this can really explode your business. Okay. We know that for countries to start viewing, we need to have 50,000 or so registered viewers in that country that have filled out the demographic surveys. Now, we would anticipate that the U.S., Russia, and the Philippines will probably be the first countries going live with viewing because those are the countries that have the most registered users. I don't know what the percentage of all those registered users have taken the demographic surveys. If we take a look at THW Global's website and you do the math, about 39% now of those that have registered have done the surveys. We did send this out earlier today. Give me a moment. Let's bring this up. And to me, this is a tremendous. Give me a moment. Where did we go? For me, it was a tremendous boost of confidence. Let's bring this up real quickly. It said THW Global is only weeks away from doing test marketing ads with its IVs, IVs being international viewers. The test will provide many videos and advertising content in 16 languages. The test market will not be a paid test. All right, so that's not going to be a paid test, but what this is designed is to help them to evaluate where we stand, where does THW Global stand, and what they can promise to the advertisers. All right, so to me, we're moving in the right direction. The soft launch is about 43, 44 days away in terms of the end of the soft launch. Hopefully, once we hit that point, we have our first 1, 2, 3 countries that come online with viewing. I believe that when that happens, that the numbers are just going to take off because now, we won't have to ask that question: is it crap? Is it gold? So on and so forth. Okay. So I believe that countries that don't have the 50,000, that it won't take long for them to get the 50,000 because there will be at least 1, 2, 3 countries online that are active, people are viewing, and folks are making money. Okay. Now, with that being said, with our mobile marketing system, because it will have its own distinct compensation element, this will allow folks to begin to start generating revenue immediately, even if it takes a little bit longer for their country to come online to start viewing. So this way, it helps you to keep people engaged because they can make money even while they're waiting for their country to start viewing. Now, I won't go into it because I'm already past my time. I want to get into a few optional Q&A, but I want to just say this real quickly on the compensation side, all right? What we're going to have if THW Global is gold, so let's assume it's gold. THW Global is gold. We all know that THW Global is going to allow people to make money even if they're not good at marketing. If they never have our marketing system. If all they do is view, we know that they're going to be able to make money. That in itself is a huge solution to not only people that are in marketing, their problems, since most people aren't good at marketing, okay, but even the next door neighbor who doesn't have an entrepreneurial bone in their body, or that loved one that doesn't have an entrepreneurial bone in their body, they can start to generate some revenue, okay? Now, our mobile marketing system, there's going to be multiple ways you make money in the mobile marketing system itself. Meaning when somebody sends out a text message, okay, you're going to make money from that. All right. When people are texting, you're going to make money from people texting. All right. That's going to be one way that you're going to make money. But the biggest way that you're going to make money is by building your list. What we've normally taught is that you had to build a list first. You had to bond with that list, so that ultimately you can monetize the list. So the way this would work, what we've typically taught, Rick, you build a list, you build a list, you build a list, you get people opting in. Then you bond with that list by providing quality content on a consistent basis. Those of you that are in our list, notice you virtually get an email a day, Monday through Friday. All right. If you don't get an email, that was because we were really tied up and we didn't get a chance to send one out. Yesterday, we didn't get a chance to send one out. But you're normally getting something of value, not just to join me, or buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. You're getting something, valuable training, valuable content on a consistent basis. What is that doing? That's allowing us to bond with the list, so that ultimately you have people in your list that they want to join you, or they want to buy from you. All right. Even though THWGlobal is a free offer, you're still going to have folks that aren't going to join you right away, aren't going to join you the first time they've heard the message, so on and so forth. And this is why you want to have people in the list, so that you can continue to share quality content with them, so that ultimately they do join you, or ultimately they do buy from you. Okay. What this mobile marketing system is going to allow us to do, I'll wet your whistle tonight because I'm already past my time, and we'll talk more about this. It's going to allow you to build the list. You're going to be able to monetize the list even if they have not joined you or bought from you. That's the innovative solution. And let me just give you this last piece, okay? If you're familiar with solo ads, the way a solo ad works is you go and you are basically renting a list, renting someone else's email list. So when I go and I do a solo ad campaign, I buy a solo ad. What happens is John has a list. Mary has a list. They have people in their email list. I go and I spend a certain amount of money so that they can send to their list my offer. And they charge me, the solo ad provider charges me for sending my offer to them. Okay? Now, that allows me to get what we call clicks or visits to my website. So I might go and I might buy a 500 click solo ad, or I might buy 1,000 click solo ad, meaning I get 1,000 people clicking in the email onto my link to go to my website. Okay? Now, if people join me, if people buy from me, I make money. But I want you to consider the solo ad provider. The solo ad provider made money whether people joined me or not. The solo ad provider made money whether people bought from me or not. How did the solo ad provider make money? They made money because they rented their list. And in renting their list, they generated revenue whether or not a person bought or joined. Now, obviously, what they want, they've been the solo ad provider, is they want people to ultimately buy from you, join you, because if they buy from you or join you because they send out an offer to their list on your behalf, you're renting their list, then you're going to come back and you're going to buy another solo ad. And you may even tell other people, hey, here's a good solo ad provider. So how does the solo ad provider make money? They have a list. Yes, they can send out their own offers to that list. And if people join them, people buy from them, their own offers, they make money. But where most solo ad providers make the majority of their revenue, and I know a few of these. I know a very dear buddy of mine, young guy. He got into the solo ad business early 20s. And I think he was 23, 24, making like $30,000 a month renting out his list. I want you to hear what I just said. Dude was making $30,000 a month renting out his email list. What our mobile marketing system essentially is going to allow you to do is, as you get subscribers opting into your list, you're going to be able to rent out that list for profit. So that even if the people in your list never join you, many of them obviously will, even if people in your list never buy from you, obviously people will, by simply you renting out your list like a solo ad provider, you will generate revenue. And it could be substantial. It could be very substantial. Okay? The way the system is designed, you could generate as much as $17.33 per lead per month simply renting out the list. So let me tell you how this all fits together. Okay? We're going to launch this mobile marketing system that has THWGlobal as the feature. One of the reasons is THWGlobal obviously is hot. 600,000 plus registrants, 280,000 or so that have actually filled out the demographic survey. Now, it has cooled off a little bit because nobody has started viewing, which is perfect for you and me if you get this, if you understand this. This is perfect. This is perfect for us because it allows you to really it allows you a huge competitive advantage. Okay? All right, so now we're going to have a lot of people. That 1-2 minute video is going to get a lot of people opting in. Why do you want a lot of people opting into your system? Because whether they join you in THWGlobal or not, and hopefully we hope they do, whether they buy anything else from you or not, and obviously we hope they do, you are going to be able to essentially rent out your list, and you could generate as much as $17.33 per month for every lead in your list. Now, will you generate $17.33 for every lead in your list by simply renting out? Probably not. But that's what you could. So even if you average, let's say, $5 per month per lead, that's what what are solo ad providers doing, ladies and gentlemen? They've got this list. They're building the list. Somebody says, hey, I want to rent your list. By the way, the system does all this. You don't have to go out and try to sell a solo. You don't have to do all that. All you got to do is build the list. That's all you got to do is build a list. All right. So what solo ad providers do is they send out an offer to their list. They charged you for it. And then another marketer comes, Ron comes and says, hey, I want to send out an offer to your list. Okay, they charge Ron for that. And then Tony says, hey, I want to send out an offer to your list. And guess what? They charge. What the mobile marketing system does, the innovative twist on that is essentially we all are going to be solo ad providers of a mobile marketing list, which is far more valuable without us having to go out and promote. We're solo ad providers. That's essentially what the system does. So that by getting opt-ins, your opt-ins become extremely valuable. Yes, we want them to join THWGlobal. Yes. Yes, we want them to buy other stuff from you. Yes. But if all we ever did was build a list of 100, 1,000, 10,000 subscribers, we could make a ton of money by essentially being solo ad providers of mobile opt-ins. That is the innovative twist, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you could build a 6 or 7 figure business on this alone. Add to that THWGlobal. My gosh, the potential. Add to that THWGlobal, the potential of what could happen. All right, so let me give you a couple time frames now. All right, what we were going to do initially, and I'm way past my time. Thank you for hanging out with me, okay? We were going to have a lead magnet that was going to promote THWGlobal, and then ultimately people would hear about the funnel blueprint, and then they would come into the funnel blueprint, and they would hear about the mobile marketing system, so on and so forth. After speaking in depth with my 8-figure mentor, and why wouldn't I listen to a dude that's generated $3 million in a month? I've done very well, but I haven't done $3 million in a month yet. All right. He said, I think you're missing the boat. I think you need to start here. Your people are developing a list. They can monetize that list whether people join them or not. Because THWGlobal is such a compelling offer, and the way you frame it with the 1 to 2 minute video, people are going to opt in. So people are going to have an opportunity to start monetizing that list, whether they've joined THWGlobal or not, whether they've bought from them or not. Now that they're in the list, you can really show them just the power of what THWGlobal can bring, so that people want to now join THWGlobal with the person that they opted into the list with. And then all the other stuff, which is very, very important, that'll come there. But let's get the path of least resistance. An opt-in, a free offer. An opt-in, a free offer, and allow folks to be able to generate revenue. And then those countries that it may be a little bit longer before they start viewing, they can go on and start generating revenue here. That keeps them in the game, keeps them interested because they're generating revenue. And now they start to understand the mobile marketing system. So now when their country comes online, and now they have more resources for paid marketing and paid advertising and what have you, they already know how the system works. And they're growing their list, and they're generating more revenue, so on and so forth. Now, let me finish. I've given you a lot. And if you're new, I don't want you to be overwhelmed. And you might be. And that's okay. That's okay. All I need you to know, this funnel doc dude and the person that referred you to THWGlobal, we are committed to helping you build a long-term, sustainable business with multiple streams of income across multiple niches, so that you ultimately have financial and time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. I promise you, if you will lead, I promise you, if you will follow, we will lead. I promise you, if you will follow, we will lead. We may only be 2 weeks, probably no more than 3 weeks away from launching that mobile marketing system. I've got to cut some new content, but the lights are on. My programming team said everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of putting the content in the presentation material so that people join you in THW Global. They understand how all this works. So 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks at the latest. This will be ready to go probably sometime in mid to maybe like the 3rd week or so in August. That'll be ready to go. We'll get you in, those of you who are going to be leveraging the system. And then down the road, we'll bring on the funnel blueprint. It won't be that far down the road, but we want to focus on this, get you making money, helping you understand how to make money with the mobile marketing system. So you start making money even before the viewing starts. Now when the viewing starts, you start making money there. And it just feeds. It just feeds. And now you can start paid traffic campaigns and all that good stuff. Okay? All right. So I'm finished. Queen, are you still with me?